ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you all to our event, the Appreciation Day for the President and team. My name is Mom Luang Thanisa Chumpon, and I will be your host for the afternoon. We are here today to express our gratitude towards our President, Professor Dr. Worsak Kanok-Nukulchai, for his determination and endless effort in bringing back the glory of AIT. Without further ado, allow me to invite His Excellency, Dr. Subin Pinkayan, Chairperson of the AIT Board of Trustees, to give the opening remarks. Please welcome Dr. Subin.
Dear AIT colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, in 2013, I was called upon to take up the responsibility as chairman of the Board of Trustees. This was at the height of a very difficult period for AIT. After the flood inundation of the campus in 2011, followed by the serious governance crisis in 2012, I would especially like to commend the leadership of the AIT President, Professor Worsak Kanok-Nukulchai, for having successfully and in a very systematic manner resolved the many serious administrative issues, especially the financial health and deteriorating infrastructures of the campus. During his presidencies, AIT has gone through a major process of renaissance. The board has been unanimous in commending Professor Worsak on his outstanding contributions for the all-round excellence performance encompassing the financial, administrative, and academic aspects. On behalf of the AIT Board of Trustees, we sincerely thank President Worsak for his significant contribution to AIT. And I am sure he will continue to support AIT in all ways that he can. Thank you.
Next, we have a video message from a former AIT President, Dr. Alistair North.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize that I can't be with you today, but I'm grateful for this opportunity to say a few words of appreciation for President Worsak. Worsak and I have been colleagues and friends for 35 years. When I was president, we worked together quite closely, and we've been good friends ever since. When I came first to AIT way back in 1983, Worsak was a young Ajahn in the Division of Structural Engineering. Well, the years rolled on, Worsak's career developed, he became a full professor, he became a dean, and finally he has become the president of the Institute. When Worsak became the president, the Institute was facing two very serious problems, either of which could have brought it to closure. First, the Institute was in a bitter quarrel with the Royal Thai government. Now, any institute like AIT can never survive without the support of or against the antagonism of the host government. Well, as we know, Worsak healed the breach and restored the good working relations which the Institute had enjoyed beforehand. No other president had faced a problem like that when taking up office. The second problem was a financial one. For the third time in its history, AIT was teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. I was told that it was only months away from unrecoverable deficit. Well, Worsak stopped the downward decline, and in the following months and years has built a firm financial base on which the future economic development of the Institute can be built. That base, of course, has not only got financial significance, it's got wide academic significance. So we all of us, those in AIT now and those who will come to AIT, owe a debt of gratitude to President Worsak. This afternoon, we thank him and we wish him all success, health and happiness in his retirement.
And now we have another video message from another former AIT president, Professor Roger Downer.
Sawadee krap. I'm sorry that I am unable to be with you in person today, but I am delighted to be given this opportunity to participate by video in the celebration of Professor Worsak's presidency and to acknowledge his sterling contributions to the growth and development of AIT. There's a number of reasons why I'm pleased to be taking part in this event. The first is my great fondness and respect for AIT and my strong desire to remain associated with the Institute in coming years. Second is my long-standing view that outstanding contribution should be acknowledged and celebrated. And thirdly is my great admiration and gratitude for the seminal role played by President Worsak in steering the ship of AIT through some very stormy waters. I appreciated his support during my presidency and recognise that his presidency has been truly outstanding. During the last 12 years, I have had opportunity to participate in a number of institutional reviews and in searches for presidents, for universities in Europe and in North America. Consequently, I've learned much about the characteristics of the ideal president. These include a sound understanding and knowledge of higher education and the role that it plays in the economic, cultural and social milieu of the society that it serves. A president must have the ability to establish and implement ambitious and realistic institutional goals within the constraints imposed by the availability of human resources, financial resources, and infrastructural resources. He or she must be able to command the respect of all of the staff, the governors and stakeholders. And finally, the president must be unselfish and be ambitious for the Institute, but not necessarily for any personal gain. I think President Worsak embodies all of these characteristics splendidly and has been an eminently successful president for AIT. It's now in a stronger position than it was when he assumed the presidency, and he has given the Institute renewed pride and brought it to a high standing within the higher education environment. President Worsak, I thank you for your sterling contributions and wish you and AIT every success in the future. Khop khun krap.
Now allow me to invite Professor Dr. Sahat Bandit-Gun, Chairperson of the AIT Board Executive Committee, to deliver a speech entitled President Worsak as I Knew in the Last 51 Years. Please welcome Dr. Sahat.
Professor Subin Pinkayan, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the AIT, Professor Worsak Kanok-Nukulchai, President of the AIT, 51 years as an engineer, if you convert it into minutes, it is about 27 million minutes, and they give me only 10 minutes to speak. So it's a ratio of 2.7 million to 1. So it's very difficult task for me, but I try my best. I found this photo in my album. This is when I can say we, Professor Worsak and I, when we were in the second year, as a second-year student at the College of Engineering, Chulalongkorn University. We went to the volunteer camp in the Chayapum province. Can you recognize who is Professor Worsak? The most difficult to tell is the Professor Worsak because you cannot see his face in this photo. And for myself, I am all black here. And Professor Worsak, he came to AIT for the master degree. Professor Worsak got 4 out of 4 from AIT. In his class at AIT, there are 3 students who got 4 out of 4. And the other 2 already passed away a few decades ago because of health. So only him left. So he has to take care of himself. After finishing a master degree, Professor Worsak went to Berkeley in California under the Fulbright scholarship. And I went to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. He beat me again, but not score, but salary. He got Fulbright scholarship. He got about $500 a month. I got Thai government scholarship. I got $200 a month. He has done a lot for AIT. Finally, I would like to make a wish. I wish Professor Worsak has good health, good luck, be successful. Thank you very much.
And now representing the AIT Alumni Association, Ms. Maria Fe Nuestro Furials.
Professor Subin, Professor Worsak, on behalf of the almost 23,000 AIT alumni spread in 101 countries all over the globe, Professor Worsak, when you became the president, you came in like a knight in shining armor, the Black Knight, and you have the heart to understand what needs to be done, what are the priorities, and what are the problems, and the problems that needed to be solved. We knew it wasn't easy. There were a lot of obstacles that you had to pass through. Little by little, step by step, you were able to overcome them. And now, you are just about to leave. When you leave, a legacy will be left. But we don't expect you to live totally. We hope that you will continue to be with us. You are a leader, and we recognize that, and we appreciate that, and we love that. Because of that, we have here messages from all over. We have messages coming from the chapters in Australia, in Canada, in Hong Kong and Macau, Indonesia, Korea, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Philippines, Singapore, Southeast Asia region, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, USA, Vietnam. These are the chapters that sent messages for this occasion, just to show the appreciation. So, to sum up, this is what we have to say. Professor Worsak, you rock. As our fellow AIT alumnus, we are proud, we are happy, we are thankful with your successful stint as AIT President. AIT lives. Thank you, and may I now request the Executive Secretary of AIT AAHQ to present with me a small token that we would like to give you. Thank you. A testimonial of sincere appreciation presented by the Asian Institute of Technology Alumni Association to Professor Worsak Kanok-Nukulchai. So, may we present to you this one? Yeah. And this one. Yeah.
And finally, Dr. Naveed Anwar will give a report on the CSI Professorial Chair funding.
Dr. Subin, Professor Worsak, this is my great honor and privilege to present this report on the grant of the CSI Professorial Chair for Professor Worsak. It's my really privilege for me to present this because I know Professor Worsak for almost 30 years. He was my teacher in master's degree and also co-chair on my thesis committee at that time, and also my full chair of my PhD program in AIT, and he also was responsible for bringing me to AITs to start SCOMs and so on. And I also know Ashraf Habibullah, the president of CSI America, who have worked with us for many years with AIT, and based on Professor Worsak's great achievements and the role he has played in the promotion of structural engineering in the region, Computers and Structures Incorporated have granted a professorial chair for Professor Worsak so that he can be with us and continue his research work and complete his mission on serving the structural engineering profession as well as the students here. So it's my great honor and privilege to present this to Professor Worsak.
Mr. Shawalit Jantararat will deliver the token of appreciation on behalf of Dr. Prasad and team. And now Mr. Nati Yanapirat will present the token on behalf of the AIT alumni at team. And now Mr. Rattawit Nalampoon, on behalf of Dr. Shainarong Nalampoon, will present the token of appreciation. And now I would like to invite the representatives of the faculty and the staff on the stage again to present the tokens. And now to deliver his last lecture, please welcome one more time Professor Dr. Worsak Kanok-Nukulchai.
Dr. Subin Pinkayan, Chairman of the Board, Member of the Board of Trustees, my colleagues, faculty, staff, alumni, and dear students, it's heartbreaking today to think that I have to leave AIT after spending 40 years. In fact, my entire career is spent with AIT, except 1 year that I took leave to Japan. I have to thank Ajahn Subin and the board for the support. And I especially thankful to my team, the vice president, the deans, all the directors for supporting me. Without you, it's not possible to achieve what we had. So I'm going to present to you today, first about AIT. There might be something that you may not know about AIT, and later on about the world. The reason I pay a lot of attention to the world today, because I was worried about AIT, whether the current model of AIT would survive and how long it would survive if we don't change. Once upon a time, there was this school of engineering set up by Sito in 1959 at Chulalongkorn University. Sito, you may know that is a military bloc, and it's during the Cold War. So they find that to win the war, you need education. I think the first two persons that we should be grateful for the existence of AIT is His Excellency Mr. Potsalasin, who is the first Sito secretary, and the founding president of AIT, Professor Milton Bender. And when they start this Sito graduate school at Chula, they thought that this is just temporary. And when the Sito is going to be defunct, they thought there are two options. One is to terminate. The second option would be to hand over to Chula as a graduate school. But Professor Bender had a better idea. He thought since the Sito graduate school already operates for 6-7 years and it become quite well known, but we make it as a regional institute for postgraduate study. That's how we start with AIT. The reason that they become independent rather than under Sito, at that time, very few countries would like to participate because of the military bloc, and that's why we have this AIT, which is fully independent, can work with any nations around the world. There's no owner, in other words. So that's how AIT operates until now. Thai government issued a decree to establish AIT as independent international organizations that operate outside education law of Thailand. This new campus was opened in 1972 by His Majesty the King Ramamai. Donor-driven business model. Basically, AIT enter into partnership with some donor who provide money with some target in order to develop the regions. With the top professor from top universities in the West, we are able to attract good students, and therefore, we are able to produce good graduates. There are two key factors to this, which unfortunately we don't have today. One is the fact that our academic quality at that time is one of the best because we are able to have very good professors seconded by many countries from the West. Secondly, because of our financial support, we are able to attract top students. With these two factors, there's no reason we cannot do well. This is one of my colleagues, Professor Stephen Okulana, now is in UK. He put on these questions. If regional development continues to be the mission of AIT, the better we do our job, the sooner we will be out of job. This is the fact. The better we improve the development of this region, our mission is complete. In terms of development fund that we always have, we go to Africa. So AIT has been short of funds to support our students to come to AIT. And secondly, because of the lack of resources, we are unable to fill ourselves with top-notch professors. So this to somehow make our attractiveness lower. We cannot compete with universities supported by countries around Thailand. We need to change our mission. We have to accept that we are not traditional university. So our strength is in internationality. So we have to take our strength from there. Because of the difficulty, there was some kind of attempt to change our charter again. The reason is that because there is no clear owner or country to act on AIT behalf, the institute can be overlooked in terms of funding, research, and project opportunities. So somehow in 2009, there was some movement to change our charter into another one with clear owner, very ambitious. We thought we are going to attract most countries in Asia to be our member, but we were not successful because we only have start with 8 countries as a founding member. And worse than that, the original draft of the charter include mandatory financial contributions. That means members of this charter have to contribute in proportion to GDP. This is the ADB model. But somehow this clause was taken out and changed to voluntary. But with this clause and with very few members, somehow Thai government may feel that it doesn't work. So Thai government did not ratify the charters. AIT insists that we already changed the charters. But the Thai government say no, because Thailand has not ratified. So there's no headquarter agreement, there's no enabling act, and there's no transfer of the asset from AIT to the new AIT. And by that time, AIT decided to award degree to the students under the new charter. And the Thai government say, no, that degree is illegal because no one can offer degree in Thailand without the approval of Thai government. Okay, so that is the starting point of the problem. Well, the AIT crisis started in 2010. That was even before the flood, until 2013. Of course, the first problem is about the flood. We try our best to defend the campus, but we cannot. Secondly, because of the problem with the Thai government, we lost our public trust. There was a lot of protest at that time because students who received the degree find that the degree is not useful in Thailand. So eventually, the AIT trustee have to declare that we are not using the new charter, we use the old one, so that our degree will become legal. The third one is about the financial crisis. I think this is the start of my presidentship. What you see here is the cash that we have in our pocket. We call general reserve. Okay, it's going up and down, one time very low, but it go up and down again. The yellow block is the performance of the year. Above zero, it means we have positive. Here we have deficit. We have positive, we have deficit. Okay, I took over, we have 35 million baht, which is only enough for less than 1 month's salary of our employees. Worse than that, we have a lot of infrastructure to be renovated. So all these three come at one time with very small resources. From 2013 to 2017, we are under reinventions. But how can we do it when we don't have money? Our situation is very bad. Nobody trusts us. Where can we get the money from? And I am thankful for all faculty and staff who stick with me. Okay? Step by step, we are able to recover this. Now, let's look at how it was done. Start from reconfirm the institute status. In order to normalize relationship with the Thai government, AIT Board of Trustees reconfirmed that we are going to use the same charter as before. This charter will allow AIT to remain international status with no ownership. That means any countries, any organization, any foundations, they can come and work with us. The second one, how can we improve the morale of faculty and staff? Normally, when people are happy, they are very productive. So this is one of my favorite slides. We have to change profit to purpose. Everybody must have some purpose. Then we have to remove very many layers of hierarchies. We have to build network. Today, AIT organization is very flat. Instead of controlling people, we should empower them. We decentralize everything to the school, so the school is able to know exactly what they have to do to survive. Then the process of planning takes too long, and things change too fast. So we have to start doing it, by experiment. If it's not working, then we change and start again. And last but not least, this is very important for AIT, especially in the community with multicultural background. We must make sure that everything is transparent. And being transparent is not enough. Because if you are not fair and it's transparent, nobody trusts you. So the two have to go together, to be fair and to be transparent. So this is the principle of our operation in AIT today. Then we try to encourage faculty to work together. In the past, we have more than 40 field of studies, and some field have only 2 faculty. It's too small to have that kind of wall. So we ask them to work together. We change into a department structures, and they are now working together very well. We are able to share our general reserve with the school. If a school making some surplus, half of them go to the school. The school can use this surplus to buy equipment or to plan any investment they like. Each bar represents the general reserve starting from 2010, and then it just go down to 35 when I took over. A year after, it reduced, then it catching up. Green one go to the school. Now they just talk among the department in the school, and they can decide to buy equipment themselves. Then we have to seek some kind of benchmark. AIT is a postgraduate institute. We don't have undergraduate program. We are not allowed to participate. When I become president, I write to all the ranking system, asking them, why couldn't AIT be a part of your system? And they clearly say that because it may be unfair if we don't have undergraduate program. But there are some that allow us to participate, especially the new one. So this is the EU multi-rank, which is supported by EU. And they rank each university not only by research, but different aspects. And this is what we call the sunburst. The further, the better. Okay? So somehow we will rank #1 in the world in terms of internationality. And we have been like this for the last 3-4 years. Of course, for others, some we didn't do well. Some okay. For example, research. If it's the research output per head, we are doing well. If they take the total research output, we are so small, we cannot compete. At least we have some benchmark to know where we are. And because of faculty knowing the situations, they work very hard, and they are able to produce not only quantity, but also quality of research. So next we look at the financial crisis, and this is very important. What I show you here is the ratio of the revenue over expense. Okay? So if it's over 1, it means we have positive. Less than 1, it means we have deficit. It could be underwater, which is bad, or it could be over water, which is good. Okay, we have been underwater for before I take over, and then the first year I take over is still underwater. But later on, it's all above. And then we look at the reserve. Our cash in our pocket is like this. And this is 2012-13. This is the annual performance. You know, we have surplus, we have deficit. And the general reserve going down to 35. And then today, in the last 4 years, it's going up steadily. This is just a quick show of our campus today. And I think everything is in a good shape. What's next? 1 year before my retirement, I start thinking about futures. We need to move from regional to global now. Eventually, the world will be one. We look at two things. The role of AIT is one. The product of AIT is another one. We have to look at that. For the role of AIT, because our strength is international network. So we should offer ourselves as a neutral platform for international corporations. And what should be our product? There are two. One is our research outcome. Our research should be focusing on sustainability for mankind. Okay, many of our work today is like that. And our product, especially graduates. Of course, they are still very good professionals, but we would like them to be global citizens. We would like them to be able to work anywhere, to have this kind of connections, and be able to work together for the sake of mankind. So these are the big picture of what we should do. If we focus on academics alone, we will not go very far. To look for the far futures, I think these are the two things that we have to look. One is the global megatrend. This is the issue that has to do with the planet and how we are going to live in this planet. This, I call it R&D for mankind. AIT has been doing this. Next, there's a lot of talk about change of technology, which means we cannot predict what would happen 10 years from now. And how do we educate our students now to be able to survive in the next 10 years? So this is something we have to start thinking.